Okay, so in this lecture, we're going to take our website hierarchy that we defined in the last lesson, and we are going to build the website based on it. Okay, now this is going to be the basics, obviously, and every website, every business has different needs, so on and so forth. So you're going to need to analyze things. As we go along with this lesson, you're going to see that I'm going to change this website and I'm going to change it around to actually target a specific market, okay? But at the moment, we're still going to go through the basics. And why I'm doing this is to show you how there is a very basic set of rules that you need to put in place and things that you need that are very basic that apply to any business whatsoever. Then we'll get into more of a specific example in later lessons. Okay, but right now let's go back to our hierarchy, which is here, and it's saying we want a home page and we want a blog and a shopping cart. So let's just go through one at a time. So let's start with the home page. If we go over to pages, what you're going to see is that there's already a default privacy policy page and a sample page. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to delete both of them because personally, I don't use either of them, okay? So I'm going to delete them, and then I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to call this Home, okay? Doesn't matter what it is. You can name it whatever you want. This is not going to show up, and you'll see why. So right now, I'm just going to say this is the home page. Oh, I got it all in caps for some reason. This is the home page, okay? And then I'm going to publish that. So the nice thing about all this is that you can publish it whenever you want because of the fact that you know that it's not being actually published on the internet. So if you notice up here, the permalink says business website demonstration home. Okay? Well, we're going to change all that in a little bit, but you'll see what happens here. Okay? So now we've got a home page. Now what else do we need out of our hierarchy? We need a blog. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to simply add another page. We're going to call it blog. And we're just going to say this is our blog. Okay, so just publish that. Good. Now what do we need? We need an about us. So let's go up here and let's go about us. Well, not about us. And this is where we brag about our company. Okay? So cool. So now the other things we need is we need a contact page. So we're going to go up here and we're just going to add in the contact page. Contact us. It's always a nice way. Add a contact form and information here. We'll get into the forms in a little bit. Okay, so now if we go back to the hierarchy, what do we got? We got a privacy statement in terms of service and a GDPR notification. Okay, so if you remember, I noted underneath here, plugin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to plugins and we're going to click on it first of all. And you're going to notice that there's two plugins that are deactivated here, and the classic editor, if you remember in the first lesson, I said to install it. So that's what's going on there. Hello Dolly, you should delete. Okay, it does nothing for you. Doesn't really matter. Okay, Akismet anti-spam, I seriously recommend that you activate it. Okay, which I'm going to do right now. Now it's going to say set up your Akismet account. Okay, well. We will do that in a further lesson, but right now, just to give you an idea of what it does, is that when you have a blog, you can have comments and you can have conversations back and forth. Well, you get a lot of robots out there that come out and they try and spam your site and put comments in there and stuff in order to basically promote their sites and stuff. So a good example is that just this basic business website demonstration, which means nothing, if it was exposed to the internet, I would start getting posts coming on, comments and stuff. People would come in and try to post to it things along the lines of selling pharmaceuticals or toothpaste or toenail fungus cures, all kinds of crazy stuff. So what this plugin does is it's a great service that actually has monitored many sites, and they send up what they consider spam, and then this actually goes through and figures out what's really spam and then basically just deletes it out of your system so you don't have to deal with it. So it's really good. So anyways, we're going to set up those two plugins. So they're both set up. Now we want to have a privacy statement and terms, okay? So what you want to do is you want to click on add new, and so what you want to do is you want to type in terms of service, okay? And when you've got that, what you're going to see is this one here that says auto terms of service, okay? It's been updated, it's being used by 100,000, and there's the GDPR cookie consent and stuff like that, but I'll show you how to get around that. So anyways, install WP auto terms and then activate it. Now that we've got that, if you go over to your settings, or where is it? Sorry, no, it's up here. If you go up to here and you click on add legal pages, it's going to come up and say which ones do you want to create. Now the GDPR, is that what we called it over here? No, I call it GDPA. So it's GDPR. Okay, sorry. So over in here, the privacy policy we want to create. So we're going to create it. Okay. And you see what it did? It actually asked us, it's asking us what URLs we're in. So just answer all the questions. Myself, I'm in Canada. Okay. And it's in Ontario. We're going to leave it as that's the name. Can users create an account? So you need to decide right off the bat, can users create an account? Well, based on the fact that you're going to have a shopping cart on your system, in order for users to actually order stuff, they're going to have an account. So the answer to that would be yes. Okay? Now, what kind of personal information are you going to collect? So we're going to collect the name, we're going to collect the email address, telephone number, and the address so that we can actually contact people. Now, do you show ads with Google AdSense on your website? Okay, so some websites actually will show Google AdSense ads. Okay, in this case, we're going to actually do that because I will be showing you how you can generate some extra revenue from your website should it become popular. Okay, so say yes. If required by law or subpoena, will you disclose personal information of users to law enforcement agents? Well, in Canada, you have to, so I'm going to say yes. So now I'm going to click on create. So the privacy policy has now been created. Now the key here is to click publish. Okay? So now it's been published and that's in place. So now we want to go back and we want to add another legal page. Okay? And the one we want to add is terms and conditions. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to ask you all the same information. Okay? So I'm in Canada. Well, it's not all the same, but it's close. Can users create an account? Yes. Do you want to make it clear that your own content and trademarks are your exclusive property? Most definitely, if this is a business website, you want to do that. Do you want to be able to terminate access to certain users? If the is yes, we definitely want to be able to do that. For any material changes to terms and conditions, you should notify users in advance. How many days in advance? Okay, go with their recommendation. Do you want to limit your liability? Yes, definitely you want to limit it. Okay, so we're going to create that. Now we're going to publish it. Okay, so now they've both been published. So now if you go to the settings, you'll see the website name, all this stuff is set up. Okay, and it says show legal pages in pages widget. We're not going to do that. Okay, so what you'll see now is that if we went to our website, if we scroll through, right at the bottom, terms and conditions and privacy policy have automatically showed up. So that's at the bottom. So you've already got links on your site. And if you click on it, you'll see not only that, but it actually pulls in your website names and URLs and so on and so forth. So that has been set up all together for you now. So that's the privacy policy and the terms of service already set up. Now, we talked about the GDPR, okay? Now the GDPR, sorry about that, the GDPR, if you look over here when it said add legal pages, it's saying to create one, but you have to purchase a license. Well, we don't want to do that, okay? So let's go to plugins, go over, say add new. Up here, type in GDPR, and you're going to see this one here. Oh, over 500,000 people are using it, and there's a reason why. Okay, we're going to install it, and we're going to activate it. So what you're going to see now is that, let's go to here, and let's refresh this. You're going to see this little notice shows up automatically, okay? And then you click on, when you click on accept, it just comes up with this little privacy policy tab so that you can open it up anytime you want, or you can go into your settings, okay, for here, right? So you can see that everything's here. You can policy, you can generate, we can get into this, but the defaults work just fine. So if we go into here now and we say, okay, on load, is it going to be sticky? Yes, okay. Cookie bar will be shown in the header or the, so that's fine. Auto hide cookie bar after delay, okay, auto hide that. We don't want that. The show again tab is what this is, okay. We don't want that tab in our case. So once they've agreed, they've agreed. So we're going to say no, and we're going to update the settings, okay. So now if you refresh the page, you'll see that it's gone. It's not showing up again. Okay, so that has now finished off our website hierarchy. So if you go and you look at your website now, what you're going to see is in pages, you've got home, contact us, blog, and about us. Okay? Now, under the auto terms, if you look at all the pages, there's your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. So you don't have to create separate pages for them, okay? Now, that's your basic hierarchy of your website. So if you go to your website now, you're going to see, welcome to WordPress, this is your first post, and you'll see that it's still just basically the basic website, okay? I'm going to say accept because the cookie was there, and that's basically where we sit now. So you have defined your website at this point. What we're going to do in the next lecture is we're going to install a theme, and then we are going to turn around and we're going to make this look like an actual website. Okay, it's not going to be the default website that you see from WordPress, which is this, which really isn't very good. Okay, so that's the end of this lecture, and I will talk to you in the next.